Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Caitanya Book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on March 7th, 2020 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Mukhakaroti Pangalang Ayate Garim Yatchipata Mahamande Sri Garam Ninatarinam Paramahananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Islam Hare Om Tat Sat. I was reading today how Madhavendra Puri came across Advaita Acharya.
I was reading today how Madhavendra Puri came across Advaita Acharya.
He was seeing the whole world worshipping different devas and devi, and nobody was a Vaishnava.
He was seeing the whole world how they were worshipping devatas and devis, but nobody was worshipping the Vaishnavas.
And the sannyasis thought they were Krishna, so they addressed each other as Narayana.
The sannyasis, they thought they were Krishna, so they were addressing themselves as Narayana.
So he was very dissatisfied with the whole situation.
So he was very dissatisfied with the whole situation.
He didn't want to associate with anyone.
He didn't want to associate with anyone
Because no one was a Vaishnava.
because no one was a Vaishnava.
So he would walk by the side of the Ganges because people didn't walk there much. That was the place that people went to the toilet.
He walked in the side of the Ganges because people didn't walk there so much because that was the place that people goes to the toilet.
So he somehow came across Advaita Acharya's ashram, which is by the side of the Ganges.
So Madhavendra Puri somehow came across Advaita Acharya's ashram that was by the side of the Ganges.
Advaita Acharya, seeing he was a Vaishnava sannyasi, he immediately offered his obeisances.
Advaita Acharya, seeing that he was a Vaishnava sannyasi, immediately he offered his obeisances.
And no one offered Madhavendra Puri any respect because they didn't appreciate Vaishnava sannyasis.
Normally nobody offers Madhavendra Puri any respect because they didn't appreciate Vaishnava sannyasis.
When Madhavendra Puri saw that Advaita Acharya was a Vaishnava, he immediately picked him up and embraced him.
When Madhavendra Puri saw that Advaita Acharya was a Vaishnava, immediately he picked him up and embraced him.
And the two are glorifying Krishna.
And two of them, they glorify Krishna.
So he was feeling such spiritual bliss.
So like that he was feeling such a spiritual bliss.
Both of them, they lost consciousness of the external world, of their bodies.
And both of them, they lost consciousness of the external world and their bodies.
They're just absorbed in ecstasy of Krishna consciousness.
And they were just absorbed in ecstasy of Krishna consciousness.
So Advaita Acharya had invited Madhavendra Puri to stay for some days.
So Advaita Acharya has asked Madhavendra Puri to stay for some days.
And then Advaita Acharya took initiation from Madhavendra Puri.
And then Advaita Acharya took initiation from Madhavendra Puri.
So he observed all the sacred days, the Vyasapuja, disappearance day.
So like that he observed all the secret days like Vyasa Puja and all those festivities.
Tirabhavtiti.
Atirbhav Titi.
And today is the disappearance day of Madhavendra Puri.
So today is the disappearance day of Madhavendra Puri.
And that today is the day that it's especially for worshipping Madhavendra Puri.
Today is the day that is especially for worshipping Madhavendra Puri.
He was such a devotee that he saw a dark cloud in the sky, he'd faint in ecstasy.
He was such a devotee that when he saw a dark cloud in the sky, he fainted in ecstasy.
If he heard the name of Krishna, he would just immediately become ecstatic and start to shout loudly.
Just by hearing the name of Krishna, he became ecstatic and started to shout loudly.
Haribo! Haribo! Haribo!
Haribo!
He was a very special devotee.
So he was a very special devotee.
He would go into the Mahabhav,
He will go into Mahabhav,
and all his hairs would stand on end.
and all his hairs were standing on end.
His voice would get choked up.
His voice will be choked up.
So he was a very special devotee.
So he was a very special devotee.
So on his disappearance day,
So on his disappearance day,
Advaita Acharya
Advaita Acharya
had arranged a big festival.
have arranged a big festival.
I think that we could take the example that he gave for our Gaura Purnima festival.
I think that we should take the example that he gave for Gaura Purnima festival.
All the Vaishnavas had come and volunteered
All the Vaishnavas have come and volunteered
for different services.
for different services.
Lord Nityananda,
Lord Nityananda,
he took the responsibility
He
to
took-
give garlands
he took the responsibility to give garlands,
and sandalwood pulp
give sandalwood pulp
to all the visiting Vaishnavas.
to all the visiting Vaishnavas.
One devotee
One devotee
took the responsibility to bathe the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas.
took the responsibility to bathe the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas.
Mother Sachi and the different Vaishnavis took the responsibility of cooking the feast.
Mother Sachi and different Vaishnavis, they took the responsibility to cook in the feast.
And some devotees were chanting, some were dancing, some were taking different services.
And some devotees were chanting, some devotees they were dancing, some devotees took different services.
Some were distributing prasadam.
So they distribute prasadam.
And all that could be heard was the sound of Hari.
And all of that could be heard with the sound of
Haribo! 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 You want more? You say Hari.
You want more? You say Hari.
You have enough? You say Hari.
Hari.
So the name of Hari was all pervasive.
So the name of Hari was all pervasive.
And then we usually calculate, well, how many quintals of rice?
So usually we calculate how many kilos of rice.
Bags.
Twins or bags. Bags of
They
rice.
would calculate as how many cottages of ingredients.
So they were like we calculate how many bags of rice, but they were calculating how many cottages of boga.
10 to 12 cottages of leaf plates.
10 to 12 cottages of leaf plates.
banana leaves.
Banana leaves.
And to the four cottages of Kichitak.
2 to 4 cottages of Chititak. Chipitak.
Some kind of sweet.
Some kind of sweet.
We're just trying to find out the recipe.
We have a hard time finding out the recipe.
Chipitak.
Chipitak. Chipitak.
But they had cottages of like 2 to 4 cottages of monk sprouts.
They have 2 to 4 cottages of mung sprouts.
And then 2 to 4 mung dal.
2 to 4 mung dal.
Big piles of firewood as high as a mountain.
Big piles of firewood were stationed up.
So they had so many ingredients
They have so many ingredients
that Lord Chaitanya said, no human being can do this.
that Lord Chaitanya said not human beings can do this.
I think Advaita Acharya must be a avatar of Mahadev.
I think that Advaita Acharya must be an avatar of Mahadev.
It's not possible, but Mahesh is possible.
It's not possible for human beings, but for Mahesh is possible.
And in the Bhagavatam, it says that Shiva is always chanting the holy name of Krishna.
So in the Bhagavatam it is said that Shiva was chanting the holy name of Krishna.
And Sati was saying that to her father, that everybody glorifies Shiva.
And Sati was saying to his father that everybody glorifies Shiva.
And his two-syllable name, Shiva, is all auspicious.
The 2 syllables name, Shiva, they're all auspicious.
And besides saying his name, one is freed from all sins.
And just by saying his name, all sweet.
But nobody is offensive to him except you.
But nobody is
Offensive.
offensive to him except you.
So I don't want a body which has come from you, because you have offended Shiva.
So she said, I don't want a body that came from you if you have offended Shiva.
And there's another verse
There is another verse,
that I think from one of the Puranas,
I think that one of the Puranas,
that says
Skanda Purana,
that if you don't respect Shiva,
it says if you don't respect Shiva,
you cannot worship Krishna,
you cannot worship Krishna
because he's very dear to Krishna.
because he's very dear to Krishna.
Vaishnavanam Jatha Sambhu.
Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu.
So we should
So we
respect
should
Lord Shiva
respect Lord Shiva
as the greatest Vaishnava.
as the greatest Vaishnava.
One of the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas comes from Lord Shiva.
One of the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas comes from Lord Shiva.
So, like this, then Lord Chaitanya said, anyone who takes prasadam at this place,
So like this, Lord Chaitanya said that whoever takes prasadam at this place,
on this titi,
on this titi,
certainly get bhakti for Govinda.
they certainly get bhakti for Govinda.
And Vrindavan Thakur, he was saying that what pastimes Lord Chaitanya would do in one day.
And like this, Vrindavan Das Thakur was saying that if you perform pastime like this one day,
It cannot be described in thousands of years.
it cannot be described in thousands of years.
So he said that he's only able to explain a little bit,
So he said that he is only able to explain a little bit.
but his pastimes are so amazing that it can be described by Lord Anantadev with thousands of mouths.
But these pastimes are so wonderful that they can be described by Anantadev, who has 1,000 mouths
He never finds the end.
and never finds an end.
So anyone who hears the pastime of Lord Chaitanya
So anyone who hears the pastime of Lord Chaitanya respectfully,
they get love of Krishna.
they get love of Krishna.
Certainly.
Certainly.
Hariva.
Haribo.
Gauranga.
Gauranga.
Gauranga. Gauranga. So we'll read some more pastime.
So we'll read some more pastimes.
ক্ষণে ক্ষণে মহাসেদ হয় কলেবরে মূর্তিমতি গঙ্গা যেন আইলা শরীরে
Sometimes his body would perspire in such a way
Sometimes his body would perspire in such a way
that it seemed that the Ganges was flowing from his body.
that it seemed as if the Ganges was flowing from his body.
কখনো বা হয় অঙ্গ জ্বলন্ত অনল দিতে মাত্র মলয়জ শুকায় সকল
Sometimes his body was burning like a forest fire.
Sometimes his body was burning like a forest fire.
And if someone put sandalwood pulp on his body, it would dry immediately.
And when somebody put sandalwood pulp in his body, it would dry up immediately.
So sometimes Lord Chaitanya, he would laugh for 3 hours. Sometimes he cried for 3 hours.
Sometimes Lord Chaitanya, he would laugh for 3 hours or he would cry for 3 hours.
Sometimes he would perspire like rivers of Ganges water.
Sometimes he would perspire like rivers of Ganges water.
And sometimes his body would become so hot that even if one put cooling sandalwood pulp on his head and body, it would immediately dry up.
And sometimes his body would become so hot that even if you put cooling sandalwood pulp all over his body, it would immediately dry up.
Such was the ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya.
Such was the ecstasy of Lord Chaitanya.
ক্ষণে ক্ষণে অদ্ভুত বয়ে মহাশ্বাস সন্মুখ ছাড়িয়া সবে হয় এক পাশ
Sometimes the Lord would sigh so heavily
Sometimes the Lord would sigh so heavily
that everyone would move to one side
that everyone would move to one side
to avoid his forceful sighing.
to avoid his forceful
Sighing.
sighing.
ক্ষণে যায় সবার চরণ ধরিবারে পালায় বৈষ্ণবগণ চারিদিকে ডরে
Sometimes he tried to catch a lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas.
Sometimes he tried to catch the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas,
And the Vaishnavas would run away.
and the Vaishnavas would run away
Out of fear.
out of fear.
ক্ষণে নিত্যানন্দ অঙ্গে পৃষ্ঠ দিয়া বসে চরণ তুলিয়া সবাকারে চাই হাসে
Sometimes he would lean against Lord Nityananda,
Sometimes he would lean against Lord Nityananda,
sitting,
sitting,
And sometimes he lifted his lotus feet
And sometimes he lifted his lotus
and
feet
looked at everyone and smiled.
and looked at everyone and smiled.
বুঝিয়া ইঙ্গিত সব ভাগবতগণ লুটয়ে চরণ ধুলি অপূর্ব রতন।
Understanding the intention of the Lord,
Understanding the intention of the Lord,
all the devotees present
all the devotees present
stole the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord,
stole the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord,
which was like an incomparable jewel.
which was like an incomparable jewel.
আচার্য গোসাই বলে আরে আরে চোরা ভাঙিল সকল তোর ভারী ভুরি মোরা।
Acharya Advaita Gosai said,
Acharya Advaita Gosai said,
"Hey, hey, thief,
"Hey, hey, thief!
we have broken into your hidden treasure,
We have broken into your hidden treasury."
So Advaita Acharya, he was saying that he understood, everybody could understand the glories of Lord Chaitanya.
So Advaita Acharya, he said that he was understanding the glories of Lord Chaitanya,
The opulence, and therefore they were taking the jewel-like dust
Therefore
of
they
the
were
feet of Lord Chaitanya.
taking the jewel-like dust from the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya.
মহানন্দে বিশ্বম্ভর গড়াগড়ি যায় চারিদিকে ভক্তগণ কৃষ্ণ গুণ গায়।
As the devotees sang the glories of Lord Krishna
As all the devotees sang the glories of Lord Krishna
on all the sides,
on all the sides,
Vishwambar rolled on the ground in great ecstasy.
Vishwambar rolled in the ground in great ecstasy.
So Lord Chaitanya would feel unlimited loving ecstasy
So Lord Chaitanya would feel unlimited loving ecstasy
as they glorified the qualities of Lord Krishna.
as they glorified the qualities of Lord Krishna.
যখন উদ্দণ্ড নাচে প্রভু বিশ্বম্ভর পৃথিবী কম্পিত হয় সবে পায় ডর।
When Lord Vishwambar danced like a madman,
When Lord Vishwambar danced like a madman,
the earth shook and tremored.
the earth shook and tremored.
Everyone became frightened.
Everyone became frightened.
কখনো বা মধুর নাচয়ে বিশ্বম্ভর যেন দেখি নন্দের নন্দন নটবর।
Sometimes Vishwambar Prabhu danced very sweetly.
Sometimes Vishwambar Prabhu danced very sweetly.
It resembled the enchanting dance of Nanda Maharaj's son,
It resembled the enchanting dance of Nanda Maharaj's son,
who was the most expert dancer.
who was the most expert dancer.
কখনো বা করে কোটি সিংহের হুঙ্কার কর্ণ রক্ষা হেতু সবে অনুগ্রহ তার।
Sometimes he would roar like millions of lions.
Sometimes he would roar like millions of lions.
Yet by his mercy, everyone's ears are saved from
Yet by his
harm.
Yet by his mercy everyone's ears were saved from harm.
So, the Lord's loud roaring
The Lord's loud roaring
was like a million lions.
was like a million lions.
It was capable of breaking everybody's eardrums.
It was capable of breaking everyone's eardrums.
But mercifully, the Lord protected everyone's ears.
But mercifully, the Lord protected everyone's ears.
পৃথিবী আলাগ হইয়া ক্ষণে যায়, কেহ বা দেখে কেহ দেখিতে না পায়।
Sometimes, when he walked above the earth.
Sometimes, when he walked above the earth.
Some people saw this,
Some people saw this,
while others could not.
while others could not.
So sometimes the Lord's loud roaring cracked the earth.
So sometimes the Lord's loud roaring cracked the earth.
Sometimes he walked above the earth.
Sometimes he walked above the earth.
So, like this, some could see, some could not. But he was walking above the earth.
Like this, some could see and some could not, but he was walking above the earth.
ভাবাবেশে পাকল লোচনে যারে চায়, মহাত্রাস পাইয়া সে হাসিয়া পালায়।
So when the Lord was absorbed in his loving ecstasy,
When the Lord was absorbed in his loving ecstasy,
whoever he
whoever he looked at
would at first become frightened.
would at first become frightened.
And then after that, they'd run away laughing.
And then after that, run away laughing.
So he would have an ecstatic glance. His eyes would be red.
So he would have an ecstatic glance and his eyes would be red.
ভাবাবেশে চঞ্চল হইয়া বিশ্বম্ভর, নাচেন বিহল হইয়া নাহি পরাপর।
So, Vishwambar Prabhu, he became absorbed, agitated in ecstasy.
Vishwambar Prabhu became agitated in ecstasy.
And he would dance unconscious of the others.
And he would dance unconscious of others
And of his own body.
and even of his own body.
He'd be completely absorbed in ecstasy.
He would be completely absorbed in ecstasy.
ভাবাবেশে একবার ধরে যার পায়, আর বার পুনঃ তার উঠায়ে মাথায়।
So, absorbed in ecstasy,
Absorbed in ecstasy,
he would sometimes grab a devotee's lotus feet.
he would sometimes grab a devotee's lotus feet.
Another time, he would climb up on the head of some devotee.
And at another time, he would climb up on the head of some other devotee.
Maybe that devotee.
Maybe that devotee.
Sometimes he would grab all his feet. Sometimes he would climb on the head. So like this.
Sometimes he would grab the feet, and sometimes he would climb up to the head like this.
He was enjoying pastimes all the devotees.
He was enjoying the pastimes with all the devotees.
ক্ষণে যার গলা ধরি করয়ে ক্রন্দন ক্ষণেকে তাহার কান্দে করে অরহন
And sometimes he'd grab some devotee by the neck
Sometimes he would grab a devotee by the neck
and cry. Sometimes he would climb on that devotee's shoulders
Sometimes he would climb on that devotee's shoulders.
ক্ষণে হয় বাল্যভাবে পরম চঞ্চল মুখে বাদ্য বায় যেন ছাওয়াল সকল
Sometimes he'd become in the mood of a child,
Sometimes he would become in the mood of a child,
become extremely restless,
become extremely restless,
and in his mouth he would make various childish noises.
and in his mouth would make various childish noises.
Just like a child makes.
That is what the childs do.
চরণ নাচয়ে ক্ষণে খল খল হাসে জানুগতি চলে ক্ষণে বালক আবেশে
Sometimes he'd dance on his feet.
Sometimes he would dance on his feet.
Sometimes he would laugh
Sometimes he would laugh
exuberantly. Sometimes he'd crawl on his knees like a small baby.
Sometimes he crawled on his knees like a small baby.
ক্ষণে ক্ষণে হয় ভাব ত্রিভঙ্গ সুন্দর পরেক সেই মতো থাকে বিশ্বম্ভর
Sometimes he'd be absorbed in the mood of Krishna and his threefold bending form.
Sometimes he would be absorbed in the mood of Krishna and his threefold bending form,
Which is very beautiful.
which is very beautiful.
And he'll stay in that position for 3 hours.
And he would stay in that position for 3 hours.
ক্ষণে ধ্যান করি করে মুরলীর ছন্দ সাক্ষা দেখিয়ে যেন বৃন্দাবন চন্দ্র
Sometimes he'll be absorbed in the meditation of Krishna
Sometimes he would be absorbed in meditation of Krishna
and play a flute.
and play the flute.
Then he appeared just like Vrindavan Chandra, like Krishna.
Then he appeared just like Vrindavan Chandra, Krishna.
বাহ্য পায় দাস্যভাবে করয়ে ক্রন্দন দন্তে তৃণ করি চাহে চরণ সেবন
Regaining his external consciousness,
Regaining his external
he
consciousness,
cried in a mood of a servant of Krishna.
he cried in the mood of a servant of Krishna.
He'd take a straw in his teeth
He would take a straw in his teeth
and he would beg for the service of Krishna's lotus feet.
and he would beg for the service of Lord Krishna's lotus feet.
চক্রাকৃতি হই ক্ষণে পহরেক ফিরে আপন চরণ গিয়া লাগে নিজ শিরে
So he would spin around in a circle
He would spin around in a circle,
non-stop for 3 hours.
not stop for 3 hours.
He would dance in such a way
He would dance in such a way
that sometimes his lotus feet touched his head.
that sometimes his lotus feet touched his head. Haribo.
So we'll stop here.
So we will stop here.
6 more verses.
There's 6 more verses.
So Lord Chaitanya was in the house of Srivas Thakur
Lord Chaitanya was in the house of Srivas Thakur
in his garden,
in his garden,
and all these ecstasies he would display.
and all of these ecstasies were displayed.
The devotees could understand, but if these ecstasies were shown on outside,
The devotees could understand that if these ecstasies were shown outside,
people could not understand.
the people could not understand.
You have any questions? And also, the book table in the back, if you want, you can get a book, I'll sign later.
Also, there's a book table in the back. You can, if you want, you can get a book and I can sign later.
Hare Krishna. So we have a Gita sponsor for Sri Vyasa Puja. For those who want, on the back, you can get. We have the form. You can sponsor 71, 108, 123, 534, and more Bhagavad Gitas for Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj. So it's there in the table. We have in Bengali and English and Tamil.
Advaita Gaura Haridas in Germany. Question. Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my respectful obeisances. Now,
Not that-
accepted. Now, in the current situation with coronavirus, what would you advise to do? Should we stop temple and other hall programs for a while and instead do more street Harinam and outdoor book distribution? Your servant, Advaita Gaura Haridas. Germany.
You have to see what the local situation is.
You have to see what the local situation is.
Leaders should call the shots.
To see who calls the shots.
You know, in some places, people are advised to stay in their house and do self-quarantine.
You know, in some cases, people are advised to stay in their houses and do self-quarantine.
Some places, so in that case, then Harinam outside and book distribution would be not possible.
In that case, doing Harinam or book distribution wouldn't be possible.
They're advising not to shake hands,
They're advising not to shake hands,
not to kiss.
not to kiss.
Some in Italy said, I cannot follow. I have to kiss.
Someone in Italy said, I cannot follow. I have to kiss.
I'm from Sicily.
I am from Sicily.
So, everyone recommends that we should wash our hands with soap frequently, especially before we eat.
So what everyone recommends is that we should wash our hands with soap fervently, especially before we eat,
And not to touch our face.
and not to touch our face.
So some lady, newscaster,
Some lady in newscaster,
she was seeing how it's possible not to touch the face.
she's seeing how it was not possible to touch the face.
And she's around 1 minute or 13 times she want to touch her face.
She saw that in 1 minute, 13 times she would touch her face.
So, itching on the nose,
Itching in the nose,
eyes.
eyes.
So I don't know what's possible. What sometimes some yogis say, since it's an airborne disease,
So I don't know what is possible. Some yogis, they say that it is an airborne disease.
so by chanting mantras, the disease won't affect you.
So by chanting mantras, the disease won't affect you.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But at least we can wash our hands.
I don't know, but at least we can wash our hands.
We can avoid kissing.
We don't want to risk it.
And we can avoid kissing
Oh, and we can avoid kissing
and shaking hands.
and shaking hands.
Someone in the newscast said, we'll all become like Indians.
So, someone in the newscast said, we will all become like Indians. Namaste.
There could be worse things.
There could be worse things.
So, you have to see the situation in each country.
So we have to see the situation in each country.
I mean, in Iran, they banned the Friday prayers.
In Iran, they banned the Friday prayers.
I was thinking that here in Mayapur we're having Mongol artis and huge crowds of devotees.
I was thinking here in Mayapur we are having Mangalartis and huge crowds of people, of devotees.
And of course, if anyone gets sick,
Of course, if anyone gets sick,
could be very kind of an emergency situation.
if anyone got sick, it could be,
Anyone.
if anyone got sick, it could be an emergency situation.
So, when anyway, at least we're requesting people to see that their personal hygiene and
So, but anyway, we are requesting people to consider their personal hygiene.
don't touch it. Don't shake hands, don't touch.
Don't shake hands, don't touch.
Just general advice.
Just a general advice.
It's hard to say. We don't unnecessarily want to not chant Hare Krishna.
But it is hard to say we don't necessarily want to not chant Hare Krishna.
And when it becomes very serious, we'd all be watching the Mongol Arti and Mayapur TV.
If it becomes very serious, we will all be watching Mangalarti on Mayapur TV.
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
Because the doctor said I should avoid crowds.
Because the doctor says that I should avoid crowds.
But they should announce, they always announce that ladies go for Tulsi Puja behind Narasimha.
They always announce that ladies go for Tulsi Puja behind Nrsimhadev.
They never say, and men should come this side.
They never say the men should come to this side.
I saw that sometimes men are there and the ladies. They wonder, what's happening?
Sometimes I see that men are there where the ladies are. And they don't know what happened.
But they announced that anyone is coughing or sneezing or having a cold, they shouldn't go to the temple.
But they announced that if anyone is coughing, sneezing, or having a cold, they shouldn't go to the temple.
They should have themselves checked in the hospital.
They should have themselves checked in the hospital. Dear Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams.
Yes,
To help us deepen our preaching in Latin America, please, can you give us 3 pieces of advice about preaching effectively in Latin America? Your servant, Sandipani Muni Krishnadas from London, UK.
Bala Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Kara Shri Krishna, Shikha. Lord Chaitanya asked us, chant Hare Krishna,
Lord Chaitanya asked us, chant Hare Krishna,
worship or serve Krishna,
worship or serve Krishna,
and study Krishna's teachings.
and study Krishna's teachings.
But also, prasadam,
But also prasadam.
they like it.
They like it.
So, you got 4 things.
So you have 4 things.
Chanting, chanting,
serving,
studying the books,
studying the books,
eating prasadam.
and eating prasadam.
Do you like to, can you do this extreme austerity, this mahatapasya,
Can you do this extreme austerity, this mahatapasya,
eating prasadam?
eating prasadam?
Okay, gonna do people. Anyone here new?
Anybody here new? Coming today, arriving today? You want to say in Bengali? Guru Maharaj, today Bhakting Zhang Jing Yao and Bhakting Zhang Xinjiang donated 10,000 rupees for Shantipur festival. Narayani Devi Dasi also donated 10,000 rupees for Shanti festival. These three devotees are in China.
Not this time.
Not this Narayani, no, the one in China.
So, thank you for this donation.
So thank you for this donation.
Let's all chant Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. What's the name?
Narayani Devi Dasi Bhakting Zhang Jing Yao
Bhakting Zheng Jing Zhao
and Bhakting Zhang Jing Han.
and Bhakting
Zhang Jing Han.
Zheng Jing Hao. Seva Padma and Devi Dasi and Bhakti Viksha members from Dhamma Desh donated 50,000 rupees for Shantipur Festival.
So Seva Padma Devi Dasi and Bhakti Vriksha members from Damodar Desh donated 50,000 rupees for Shantipur festival.
And here, devotees yesterday contributed 23,000,
And here devotees yesterday contributed 23,000
and the day before yesterday, 48,000.
and the day before yesterday 48,000.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.